Hey, what's going on everyone? This is iReviews back with another video, and today we're talking about iOS 19. Now, during the past few weeks and days, we had a ton of rumors, a ton of leaks regarding the new features and changes that are coming to iOS 19. Now, the only maybe like the sure thing here is that it is changing completely. It's a totally new iOS version with everything new, and that's great. We have actually been waiting this for a long time. We didn't have a big change to iOS since iOS 7, and now we're finally getting one with the new iOS 19. So in today's video, what I will do is I will share with you guys 8 of the best and maybe biggest leaks when it comes to the new features and changes that are coming to the new iOS 19. Now, first off, we're talking about devices that will be supported by iOS 19. And this is by Apple Hub. Now, this is really interesting. Before, like 2 or 3 months ago, we had reports that every device running iOS 18 will be supported on iOS 19, meaning that from the iPhone XS and the XS Max and the XR also would be supported on iOS 19, and of course the newer ones as well. But a new report claims that these devices will actually be dropped. So the oldest devices that do support currently iOS 18, the iPhone XS, XS Max, and also the iPhone XR will actually be dropped, and now the oldest iPhones that will actually support iOS 19 will be the iPhone 11, 11 Pro, and the 11 Pro Max, and of course the SE2 and the SE3 iPhones. So again, a huge update for iOS 19, everything new, a totally new design and everything, but just a few of the oldest devices dropped. That's actually not bad at all. Now, of course, one of the main features here will be the redesign. As we talked, there will be everything new. Everything will be redesigned on iOS 19. It's basically an OS that will be made from scratch, so everything that you know right now on iOS will be different. And there are also reports that we will have rounded icons for the home screen. Even though I believe this might happen, I still think that this will be an option. I don't think Apple will go just with like straight just for like circle icons, but they will have it as an option right here. So you go to customize, you will have here light mode, dark mode, tinted, and you will have circled as well. Maybe right here where it says small, large circles. That, in my opinion, will be the way Apple will do this, because I don't think that they will just completely remove the icons as we know them now and just replace them with circular icons. Now, another thing we know is that these icons, whether they are circles or squares, they will be actually redesigned, so we will get new icons for the apps that we have on our devices. And of course, the icons on the home screen won't be the only things that will be redesigned. Now, this is like the biggest leak, the biggest report we got about iOS 19 from Mark Gurman, our very trusted source when it comes to Apple-related stuff. And according to him, Apple plans one of the biggest overhauls in its history for iOS 19. Now, right here it says that changes go well beyond a new coat of paint like iOS 7. It will basically be fundamental, so everything will change. The icons, the windows, the buttons, the system navigation, everything that you currently know on iOS will be changed with iOS 19. Now, one really interesting change that is coming with iOS 19 is this kind of floating bar that you will get at the bottom of your apps, similar to this one that we have currently on the Photos app. And where you will have all your different tabs for the apps. Now, what Apple is doing with iOS 19 is basically creating this OS where you will have layers over layers, so you don't have just a bar like this old one right here. It will just be a layer over the full screen app. And that's really, really cool. And this should be applied to every app on iOS, of course, on any app where you have these bars like this one right here, or maybe on the App Store where you will have things like this bar. You should get now a floating bar, which will most likely be rounded, and you will get all the options there. Now, one of the coolest and maybe most useful features that I'm expecting to see on iOS 19 is the new battery intelligence feature. Now, this actually has been spotted on the code of iOS 18.2, but just like the other Apple Intelligence features. It didn't make it with iOS 18. Of course, the 18.2, 18.4, and now 18.5 updates. We don't have any new Apple Intelligence features. Those have been pushed for iOS 19, and this should be there as well. So battery intelligence, basically something like this right here on the lock screen, showing you how much time is remaining until your battery is fully charged or charged at the limit that you have set for your battery. Now, of course, with iOS 19, we will also get the new Siri features that we didn't get with 18.4 or 18.5. So we're talking about on-screen awareness, the ability for Siri to actually perform actions within apps. So currently, if you just go to any app on your device and you basically invoke Siri, it will show you a few different things that it can do, but of course you will have to type it or say it, and it just has like a limitation to the things that it can do. With iOS 19, we're getting a brand new Siri, what is used to call Siri 2.0, so on-screen awareness, personal context, and also the ability to perform actions within apps. Now, what's really cool with iOS 19, according to reports, is that AI, basically Apple Intelligence, is expanding to more apps. Now, currently, on the iMessage app, you get the smart replies, you get the Genmoji. We have some summaries here on the app with Safari, some of course within the email app, and there's not a lot you can do with Apple Intelligence. You have some notes, messages, Safari, we also have the mail, and a few features on the Photos app. Most of the other apps don't actually have Apple Intelligence features. So instead of just adding new features, Apple is expanding the current ones to more apps with iOS 19. And last but not least, let's talk about release. Well, we know it has been confirmed that iOS 19 will be released on its first beta at WWDC 2025. That will, of course, will be the first day. It will be June 9th. This now is confirmed. It's official. June 9th, after the event, Apple will release the first dev beta of iOS 19, when we can just take a look at the device with iOS 19 running. It should be really cool. Now, I would expect Apple for the first 3 or maybe even 4 betas to go on a 2-week schedule. So after that, the 23rd or the 24th should be second beta, and then the third beta right here, and most likely on the 14th or 15th of July will be also the days that Apple releases the first public beta for iOS 19. That might be the time when Apple just thinks it's okay for devices to have this software installed, and of course the public can go ahead and use it and test it on their devices, even though you can just simply do that earlier with the dev beta. But I would suggest you wait for a few weeks because it's a big update and it should be quite buggy. So that's basically it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button, and of course subscribe for more videos, and I will see you on the next one.